Welcome to the Ones to Watch, a pod series brought to you by 12 Radio, presented by me, JJ, and tonight we have with us...
Liam.
Who are you going to be? LA Grams or...?
Liam Addison. LA is just it's just my initials.
I've got to ask.
Yeah.
Or somebody else ask. I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
The Grams.
The Grams.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah.
Drugs.
Basically.
A lot of drugs. Yeah.
Well,
because I love to split all of my paraphernalia by grams, and then I snort it all at the exact same time. Yeah. It just means Instagrams.
We appreciate the honesty because that's what whoever I was talking to was assuming.
Yeah, Los Angeles Grams. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rock star name.
Yeah, just Instagram.
And you are a bit of a rock star.
Yeah, dude. I love playing guitar. I don't know how to play guitar.
But you know how to DJ vinyl.
I do now, thanks to the one and only. I understand.
We had a bit of a session before we jumped on here. It's been a bit of a long afternoon.
Blown.
And because you DJ'd last week on the 12 Radio, that was pretty good. And that was in celebration of your recent EP.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Dub Edition. DUB3 DITION.
Is that how the kids are spelling things these days?
That's just how Zayd decided to spell it.
Yep.
Specifically because it's a reference to a video game, Midnight Club Dub Edition. Psh, anybody out there? But yeah, that was about 2 months in the works. A compilation EP with the artists me, LA, Swaded, and Loosey Goosey, two of my best mates, Mitchell and Zayd, and we had this concept. Well, Zayd came up to us because he loves dub music. He's been real into dub music. He got real into it at the time, and he's all around that kind of sound. He's just like you. He's a crate digger. He loves getting different sounds and local sounds from all across the globe. He has a huge record collection, bigger than mine. He has such a big record collection. And he came to us and he was like, "Oh, let's make some dub music. I want to make some dub music. We keep doing, I want to break away from doing house and electro and like garage music. I'm tired of it. I want to try something different. I want to do some down-tempo stuff, chill stuff. Because deep down, I think what me and him connect with is chill, mellow music. And dub's like a perfect kind of place to go to kind of meet that sound." And he was like, "Yeah, let's make some dub music." I'm like, "Okay, sweet. I've never done it before, but let's give it a go." And we did a session with me, him, and Mitch, and we just came up with a bass line and just rolled with it. We just took our inspirations, and one of the biggest inspirations was Through the Office of Eye and Ear by, no, not Wax Doctor. What was his name? Blanking.
You played a bit of that last week. The
name escapes me.
Escapes both.
Because I'm not the dub guy. I like the tunes. But I know the album name, Through the Office of Eye and Ear. If you want to listen to some good ambient dub, check it out. But there was a specific track on that called Shop Cleaner. And he played that to me prior to us doing our session, and he was like, "Oh, just check out this album. This is some sick dub." And I listened to that for like a month straight, non-stop, because I love to do that with albums. I find a good album, I just listen to it on repeat until I get sick of it, and then that's how I love to find golden albums. Because if I don't get sick of it, I'm like, "Sweet, this is definitely one to keep."
Yeah.
And that was the catalyst of it. It was like, I like this sound as well. Let's try and emulate this sound. Let's make something like this. We did our session. We found a sick bass line, and this was the track called Dub. This was Dub Edition, DUBED edition, because each track is a play on words with Dub Edition. So Dub Edition, then there's Dub Rendition, Dub Addition, Dub Attrition, and then we were thinking of more like doing Dub Admission or Dub Transmission, but we only got a couple songs, so like 5 tracks. So we did Dub Edition, and upon doing that, it unlocked something in me that I had never tackled before.
Which is
dub music. It unlocked this more mellow I guess I could say like this more zen state of production, because after that session, we knocked it out of the park. The whole day we knocked it out of the park. We got a finished track, and we sat there for the rest of the day just like jamming to the track, dun dun dun. One of those moments, you know, you're just in the studio and everyone's just like, yeah, this is it. Session ends, catches later, dap the bros out, they all go home. I finish the day, hop in bed, and as I'm sleeping, I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I have this bass line in my head. Dun, 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 dun. Wake up, I'm like, fuck no, I gotta get in. I jump to the studio again, I just lay down this bass line, I'm like, sweet. And then the next week was me just sleeping, having another bass line show up, get up, and then just lay down another one. And then by the end of it, our next session, I was like, hey boys, check it out. And then I had done like 3 new dub tracks, and they're like, what the fuck is this? Where did this come from? I'm like, I don't know, man, but you unlocked something, man. And it was super fun to play with that type of sound, because either I'm doing house music or I'm doing jungle, D&B, or some more experimental EDM type shit. So to kind of step into that realm was completely different.
Because when I first met you, as we discussed last week, you had just done the French
house elevator
project, and that was sublime. It's, I was blown away because obviously I'm a bit of a house head, and it was really good.
I agree.
Really good. That set you played was a lot of your own stuff. I don't know which ones were and which ones weren't, but the whole set was wicked. So you're obviously very diverse in your appreciation of music.
I love music, man. It's half of it is ADHD as well. Like I can't really stick to a certain genre. I have to kind of like dabble in everything. But I do have an appreciation for a very select set few of genres, that being house music, that being jungle D&B, and then hip hop as well. Those are like my 3 trifectas. Yeah. Those are my main go-tos, my main goals. Those are my boys, you know. But I like to jump into different genres. I like to do a bit of garage or traditional drum and bass, or step into something more like tech house or ghetto tech, dubstep. Dubstep's hard. Dubstep's really hard. I think with my experimenting in dubstep helped me, well, my experimenting in dub helped me understand dubstep a little bit more, because that's kind of like the beginning of it all, you know? So understanding the rhythmic patterns and phrases and changes of dub music has kind of influenced me to understand how to make dubstep more, but it's a lot more, dubstep's a lot more technical. It's a lot less rhythm based, and it's more like about how can you shape a sound more? How can you shape like a fucking sine wave and make it go from to and then all of a sudden for some reason people
that's
like
a sample right there. I'm going to sample what you just did.
Do it.
Wow, wow, wow. So we've got the Dub Edition project. We had the French elevator house, or French house elevator?
French house elevator.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we've got a hip hop project.
Yes.
Which
Tamahi Squad.
Sort of surprised me.
Yeah. Surprises a lot of people, I think, because I'm a nerd. I'm a geek.
You're a white nerd.
I'm a white little geek boy. Play video games, make movies. But I love
my bass.
But I love my bass, and I love my snares and my claps and my boots.
Yeah.
You know.
So tell me about that project.
So Tamahi Squad was something that had always been in the works from when I was about 17, out of high school, because my first genre I jumped into was hip hop. Because hip hop, you know, some people might get mad at this, but hip hop was one of the easiest genres to produce. But house is also really easy. But no,
kick, drum and snare for all of them.
Yeah, it's so simple, and I mean half of it is that you just take a sampled, beat or just like a ride or whatever, and just slap that in exactly. Add a snare, add a kick, add some hi hats, and then you just add that, and it's super easy. And I just experimented with that to begin with. Hip hop was where I started with my production, and that slowly morphed into trap music. And my influence from that era was 2014 SoundCloud rappers, that sound, trying to emulate that with Tentacion, or with like one of my favorites, what was his name? Lil Uzi Vert. Lil Uzi Vert was one of them as well. Yeah, those sounds were the quintessential references for my early hip hop kind of stage of music. That then morphed into house, that then morphed into stepping into different genres. But I would make a lot of beats with my mate Sam Quartercast, who's the other half of Tamahi, and it all began with us just making beats in my room when I got my first DAW and my PC, my first setup, and that slowly evolved. And it was, I liked making beats, but at the same time I also liked to write to beats as well. I like to come up with my own rhymes, come up with my own phrases and my own choruses and this and that slowly evolved. My writing got better, but nothing was released, nothing really happened, you know? It was all in the underground, because it was like, there's like this, I think when it comes to hip hop, there's this, I don't know, there's this barrier to kind of push past, not just as a producer, but as a performer as well, and as a lyricist, where you're constantly comparing yourself to what you listen to or to those around you.
So that's
like,
a question. That's a question
sound,
I have,
right?
though. That's a question I have, because it's something I've, in the early days of producing, struggled with a lot. You have the sound that resonates with you, and you're trying to chase it, and then the reality kicks in of in my case, my ability.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So for a long time, it's very hard to. You sit down and you're going, I'm going to write this track that's going to sound like this, and then you listen back to it and it goes, well, that sounds nothing like what. And it's like, well, what's that? But then I discovered something that, or realised that it's not a bad thing. It's just your sound developing, right? And do you find you do get closer, or do you find you can emulate it straight away, or do you find that it's like bite sizes, and then you get closer to that sound, but it's still, when you get there, you don't quite, you never get there, I don't think, but you get closer, and as you get closer, you have developed your own sound because of all this experience you've had. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think nowadays I can emulate the sounds that I'm most passionate about. Now I can emulate that sound a lot easier than previously.
Yeah.
Before, it was the same mindset of, I want to make this sound, but I don't know how to get there. Dubstep, for example. Till this day, I still can't quite emulate it, but that was one of those kind of
But do you really
genres.
want to emulate exactly what's already out there?
No. I think what was good about it is that, what's great about experimenting with genres is that through trying to emulate a sound, you find your own sound.
Exactly.
And I think the barrier that you have to push past, the barrier I was talking about, is not trying to lock yourself into sounding like everyone else, but embracing the fact that you sound different, embracing the fact that your sound is going to be something else, but allowing the inspirations to kind of give you a baseline, you know what I mean?
And the way I sort of have viewed it or explained it is, the Rolling Stones sound like the Rolling Stones. U2 sounds like U2. Neil Young sounds like Neil Young. Red Hot Chili Peppers sound like Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Beatles sound like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right? That's their sound. So they're not going to. The Rolling Stones don't sound like the Beatles because they have their own sound. So it makes sense that as individual producers, we are going to have our own sound, and we're never going to sound the same as someone else. But do you think now the technology that's afforded to us gets us closer to, I'll say, trends or what have you, because the samples and what have you, or the sample packs or the loops that are available or whatever we're using, they are produced consciously for modern music. So the trick is to not sound the same, because it is a bit easy to sound the same as everyone else. If everyone's using the same DAWs and hardware, whatever, there is the tendency to, that it can happen that people sound the same, but isn't it amazing how we could all have, you and I could have the same set of samples or what have you, and we'd come out with completely different tracks?
Yeah.
there'd be similarities in it because the sounds are the same, but we'd use them in different ways.
That's the magic of production. That's
It's
the
always going
magic
to be
of
different,
music making. You know, I think like when you're making a track and you allow yourself to just like embrace the process and not holding yourself back by trying to just get from A to B as quick as possible or as efficient as possible. Embracing the whole process itself is embracing the creativity of it all, and that goes with all types of creativity. That goes with all types of artistic values or whatever. It's the creative part is the fun part. You know, I saw a video recently about someone talking about this exact same thing, and it's just one of those like I agree with you moments. But a lot of people who want to be creative, who may not necessarily have always been creative, I don't think they can deal with that part, the process part. A lot of people who want to get into the creative space, who haven't put in the work for the creative side of things, they can't deal with the process because it becomes a barrier for them, becomes a problem, something to just solve as opposed to something to just be a part of and enjoy. You're going to make mistakes.
This is wise words. These are wise words, man, because I sometimes miss the sitting down at a keyboard just mucking around, because you spend long enough mucking around and something comes of that.
Literally.
But I'm guilty of sometimes going, right, give it time, smack out a tune, and I know that it's cookie cutter stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can sit on a synthesizer, you know, one key, one note, and muck around with it for how long? Yeah, exactly.
And you're sitting there and you're like, whoa, hours have gone by.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
And somewhere in there though is locked in some sound or some learning.
Yeah.
And it's not waste of time.
Pro tip, always record the process though.
Yes, absolutely.
Always record the process. Even if it's like you're laying down some keys or something in your door, record the notes you're playing around with, because I've had so many moments where I've like thought of a song and I'm like, this sounds fantastic. I bet it will be epic if I bring it to life. And then I don't record it, and then I come back and I'm like, I had something, but it's gone.
Never.
What I do at work all the time now is like, I'll be walking around the shop floor and I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, just to pass the time, I just start like beatboxing to myself, and I end up coming up with this tune, and I'm like, oh, that's a tune. I whip out my phone, I just hit record, and I go, I have actually like heaps of recordings on here of like tracks I haven't even produced yet, but I've made sure to record and lock them in.
What about the phenomenon that happens when we hit record and we all go, you know, something changes, you know, nature changes when it's observed, right? You understand that concept, right?
Yeah.
So I think that everything changes. Like I can have a groove going. I go, right, I'm going to stop that. I'm just going to stop that and hit record, and then the thing sounds completely different.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. But it's worth it, because you're gonna be racking your brain the whole time, going, oh man, I wish I had done it. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, that's why I mean, like, enjoy the process, enjoy the creative side of it, and having fun with it.
Because you are learning as you go.
Literally, you're gonna have something. It may not be exactly what you want. As a matter of fact, half the time it sounds like absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
But without knowing that it sounds like dog shit, you wouldn't be able to get to the place of where it sounds like maybe cat shit. Or
do you find that when you learn something new, like we'll call it a little trick, a little technique, or whatever we want to call it, with what you're doing in production, do you find that you use it to death before to extract every sort of angle out of it? Or I think sometimes as producers we're guilty of overdoing the new trick that we've learned, and I think I've learnt to be more sparing with these new things that I've learned. But often there'll be a track, and the track will be the track, but there'll be one thing in there that's just hopefully subtle, but that's the thing the whole track is for.
Yeah.
But I think in the early days,
How's the hairline?
he looks great, mate.
Was it good?
I think in the early days,
hat ruined it.
my tendency was to pile in all the tricks into one tune, and it'll get a bit much.
I'm
Less is more.
I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah, I think it's quite common to understand that because we get excited.
Yeah.
And we go, oh, this thing I did last week, and this thing, and this sound, and this sound,
Yeah.
and they go, whoa, that's too much.
We had that same exact problem with ADDISON, where we had to select a few tracks, and even some tracks that just didn't make the cut that were like, they had a good basis, but we couldn't elevate it. And in doing so, we just added too much more, or I was just adding, I was like, it needs a bit of this, I think, and then I'd add that, I'm like, nah, but then I think now it needs a bit of this, and no, hang on, because these two are here, now it needs a bit of this. Oh, but then what if I add a bit of this as well, and I just keep layering and layering.
The trick is to be brutal and to take out the things that you originally thought sounded really good.
Yeah.
But as the thing progresses, you just have to be brutally honest and go, that's a really cool sound, but not for this track.
Well, I find half the time it's like I'll be in that process of layering and layering and layering off of my my bass line, right? My main kind of like melody or my main kind of key sound, and then I'm added so much. I'm like, oh man, I don't even like the original sound anymore.
Yeah.
And I get rid of that, and then I listen to what I've added. I'm like, this is way better. Take a bit of these pieces out, and then I'm left with like 2 new pieces, and I'm like, this is the sound I've been looking for.
Yeah, I understand.
I did also on that same note of like playing around with sounds and like recording and then listening to it back and going, oh, it's not quite what I expected. With this whole list of shit that I've recorded as well, it's in the same boat where it's like, I know a majority of this doesn't actually sound that good, but having it there is great because you have that bass line to go off of. And I just wanted to play a few of these just so you can hear my terrible recordings, because I thought we might as well while we're talking about it. But this is an
exclusive release here.
A step into the creative process. What do we got? Oh, I've got my headphones on. Okay, turn that off. Bluetooth off. Okay.
Put this up to your mic.
This is another dub sound. You know what I mean? But you play off with that.
And you gotta be fair, and you gotta be right, and you gotta be there, and you gotta be bad.
You know what I mean? Like it's just gibberish. But it has a melody or it has a sound. I'm like, it's something that can become something.
Yeah. Well, it's coming to you for a reason, right?
Literally. And what's this last one? Let's just play. I'm going to play an early one, see what we got. This one's probably going to be...
You're recording it.
Yeah. It's funny recording like jungle sounds when I hear like jungle D&B. Because it sounds like nothing. Because there's so much sounds going on when you play D&B or you make D&B. You know, and then you record it and it just sounds like... You're like, oh, fuck.
That listening back and it sounding not as you probably initially imagined it, do you find that with tunes, if you've worked on something today and you go back to it tomorrow and you just go, what was I thinking? Or do you still, like, there's a percentage of them that you go, yeah, nah, that's still tight?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's one of my favorite parts is when I'm making something and like I'm completely out of it. I'm either really high or I just haven't slept and I'm just zoning out, and or I just have a creative influence from something I've listened to. I'm like, oh, I want to do that sound, right? And I just slap something together. And then I'm like, oh, time to go to bed. Hit the hay. And then I wake up in the morning and
can't remember what you've made, eh?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this shit? This sounds like ass. But at the same time, I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm glad I did this.
Have you ever fallen asleep at the console?
Have I ever?
Like, you know, I've actually been in the process of like and I'm making music asleep.
I don't think
asleep at the wheel, basically.
I've done that before. I don't think I've done that
Because you wake
yet.
up and you're still, how long, it's only been split seconds that you fall asleep for,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like, whoa, I have no idea what's going on.
It just lights out. Oosh, where the fuck am I? What's going on?
But the next morning is often, I cherish getting up and going to the computer and turning it on and going, what did I do last night? Like, because stupid names, right? For how do you name your tracks?
That's the first thing that comes to my head.
Yeah, it's the first thing.
Boom blum.
It comes save,
Banger.
save as, and it's the first word that comes to my head, and that's what the name of the song is.
Or big boof, and then I'd be like, sweet, I'll remember that. I come back to my projects and I see a list of all these stupid names.
I'm pleased someone else suffers the same
like,
experience.
Oh my God, which one was it? My favorite thing, well, it wouldn't be my favorite thing. It's actually quite annoying, but I love it just in terms of like a concept, just the idea of it and the situation. It's so funny when I have like friends over and I'm like, yo, listen to some new music I made? And they're like, oh yeah, show me some tunes. And I'm sitting there for like 20 minutes scrolling through all of my songs, looking for the one that I played. I'm like, I don't even remember the fucking name of it. And I just end up clicking on one, playing it, no.
You know there's a whole lot of producers out there watching this. Yeah. All just going, yeah, bro, I know you, I feel you.
Yeah, my mates are sitting there like, is this the one? I'm like, no, it's not. And the time's over, and by the time we get there, I'm like, I just forget about it. Fuck it. I've already played you enough songs anyway, whatever. Yeah. I'm done. I don't even want to play your music. I actually don't like it.
I think that's a common situation, the naming of tunes. I tried dating them once.
Yeah.
I tried putting them in, but it didn't last. It didn't last.
You try to organize, but then you get to then you go back and you're like, oh, it's just too much time. I just want to get it over and done with.
Yeah. Save as.
Yeah, but no, I've never fallen asleep while producing. Yeah, I try not to actually. I try to keep away from that because I had a friend who did that once. He woke up and he lost his legs were gone.
Hey.
Yeah, he fell asleep. He fell asleep while producing. He woke up and his legs weren't there anymore.
Where were they?
There was some guy running away with them. Yeah, he saw him out the window. He was like, hey. He's like, I need more of them. He was in a wheelchair. He was wheeling away with his legs. So I don't want that to happen to me.
I don't know whether that's a true story or not. I can't decide.
Well, it's up to the viewers to decide.
Yeah.
Do you believe it
Let
or
us
do you
know.
not believe it? Am I a personality that you would believe? Or am I just another personality that may be telling you lies?
Los Angeles Grimes.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Up next is French House Elevator 3.
Nice.
And I've got an EP coming out soon. And we all have been there where we say, I've got some music coming out soon, and then we listen to it back and forth, and it sits there, and it doesn't come out, doesn't it?
Hundreds of them can, hundreds. But sometimes it's hard to get an independent ear to listen, because I don't believe my friends when they say, oh, that's wicked.
Yeah. It's hard to. I just like to just... If I can play music to my friends and they say, yo, that's dope, I like that, I'm like, sweet, I've done my job, boom, that's good.
That is a good job done.
That means it's ready to go, and then I just don't release it.
Well, but that's, like you said, the job's done. You've entertained people, people that's close to you.
So what's stopping me? Why? But that being said, I have released a recent track. On my SoundCloud, LA, check it out. It's a new D&B banger. It's pretty damn cool. It's called Amen. You can probably guess.
Does it have an amen break?
Yes, it has all of them. It has every amen break.
Of it,
yeah, it's a love letter to the amen break, and it's just a saucy, heavy D&B track, jungle track. Literally just cutting and smashing together all the amen breaks that I have. Yeah. What was it?
I'm just assuming that all the watchers have known what an amen break is.
Yeah, all the producers would know.
Yep.
Shout out to Blue Martin, by the way.
But coming up next for Liam,
so it was
LA.
So we got French House Elevator 3.
You've just done the D&B track. What about live performances? What's happening live? Because I've seen a couple of clips live. Pretty cool.
We've got Tamahi Squad. Our album's coming out. We're getting that mastered soon. I just got to export and stem the tracks and send them off.
Hey, could you shut the fuck up? Cheap seats. I mean, like, that's our sound guy too. Oi!
Goddamn.
We're filming.
Sending me. Damn.
There's our second sound guy.
So, yeah, so with Tamahi Squad, we got the album coming out, World's on Fire. That's happening. We're going to get that mastered. And with that, we're going to do an album release performance / release party type deal.
When's that?
No date set yet, but that's our next performance.
Have you seen this cheeky little venue we've got?
I have seen this cheeky little venue you have, and I do believe it would be perfect for many types of performances. DJs.
Well, we're sort of seeing if that's a viable thing. So,
But
man, you're a busy man. You're a busy man.
That on top, and plus, music aside, we're doing the one-day film challenge coming up in a couple of months, and it's available now.
So there's a whole other thing there because you have a media company.
Yeah.
What is a media company this day and age?
Well, we call ourselves a creative collective because we're not an officially licensed business yet. So we primarily work off from that alias as sole traders or just contractors. But with us, we primarily focus on drama-driven content, advertisement, and sketch comedy. So that's where we kind of place ourselves in terms of what we offer.
And who is ourselves?
Ourselves is Almanac Studios NZ, and that incorporates me, LA, Liam Addison, our creative director Regav, our camera and lighting Chase, casting and writing Raven, and writing and concepting Ziznesh. So it's a team of 5, and we helm most of our in-house projects, either self-fund or get funding for certain projects. And this would be one of our second biggest projects we've dealt with, aside from our major short film called The Legend of Mohan. Check it out; it's fantastic. Bollywood meets Hollywood. It's super cool. Directed, written, and edited by me, including VFX. I did a big job on that thing, and it's essentially my my show reel for what I can do. It's cool. So that's what we're planning on doing. Aside from music, that's also in the works as well. Filmmaking and just shooting some shit. And that's what we're trying to do now. Is we're trying to get into streaming, create our brand, and build that up more, and get ourselves out there a little bit more. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for coming in, because you're a fascinating dude in the sense that that's a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. And is there one direction that you think you're going to take? Because it seems like projects are on the go, but you seem quite good at tying up the loose ends on them. Is that a fair comment?
Recently, it's a goal that I always hold myself accountable for, is finishing and completing projects.
Yeah.
I don't like.
I got that sense out of you.
Yeah. I've been through the hurdles of starting and half finishing shit, and it doesn't feel good. What feels great is completing a project and being able to share it with people.
But for someone who has quite a bit on, to complete said projects is quite an accomplishment.
It's fantastic.
It's nice to see the outcomes of things, eh?
It is. And that's where I hold myself to, is that I need, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, right? I'm not going to half-ass it. I want to complete projects. I want to complete my art, I want to create art.
Well, there's no point starting if you're not going to finish.
Literally.
And although sometimes hard decisions have to be made to, if it's not working or not,
Yeah, which happens often, but you have to think creatively. And
well, we could have thrown the towel today, but I think we've had some technical issues today, and I've just done my head in with.
Don't even ask him about it.
So I hope this comes out all right. But man, we'd love to see more of you. You know, we'd love to get you on air a bit more because, you know, that diverse range of music that you enjoy, people need to hear it, you know, and that's what the 1-2 sort of, I hope. You asked me, you know, what the future holds the other week, and I was like, one of those things is to help just get music out to people that don't search for it, you know, but they can come to our site and just hear good music from local artists, and we do the searching for them. We do the curating for the sound for their daily life, you know. And with your diverse range of music, it's refreshing. It's refreshing because a lot of DJs, especially DJs, although there's more multi-genre DJs out there now, but often, you know, they'll be pigeonholed into one. And as they play out more as well, they can't really break out from that because they're known as this or that. So it becomes more difficult. So your multi-genre approach is refreshing. And the fact that you make so much of your own music, that's quite unique.
Thank you.
You should be very proud because a lot of people talk about it, but you're a man that does it, and the evidence is there, and keep it up.
Thank you. I will do.
Keep up the vinyl DJing as well.
This
guy got on.
No,
He got on.
reason.
He got on, and he goes, da-da-da-da-da. And of course, vinyl's different from, you know, we understand that. And he had a little bit of good tuition, and then I said, we're playing some housey stuff, and he was like, hip hop's a bit different. You know, it's a bit slower, obviously, but to mix, it's similar, but there's a couple of, and I thought I was going to have to show him one. He goes, and he really snatched the record off me and let me have a go.
Give it here. Give it here. Let me do
The
it.
determination. Ah!
And I got it, baby. I got it.
Got it.
Yeah. It gives me another reason to come back as well because that was fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
It's so much more attentive. Yeah, and now on top of that as well, is like, I mean, I'd love to come back and play some more sets as well because I've got plenty of. Yeah, as soon as I left, I think last week, and I just reminded myself about the studio, or going in the studio, I was like, I got to get in there, man. I got to get in there. We've got to make something.
Knobs and sliders, man.
Yeah.
Liam, thank you, brother. We could talk all night. Maybe we'll do round 2 at some point.
Maybe, I'd love to. It's happening tomorrow night. Might come through.
Thursday night. You've been watching the ones to watch, and Liam, you are definitely one to watch, and good to have you as a friend of the 1-2.
Likewise, JJ, thank you so much, and keep your eyes on me.
1-2.